serial amphibian creator Alan Gibbs has used the American International Motorcycle Expo in Florida to launch 3 new outrageous recreational vehicles. Not satisfied making ridiculously fun-looking amphibious quad bikes, cars and trucks, Gibbs has now built 2- and 3-wheeled motorcycles that you can ride straight down a boat ramp into the water. At the touch of a button they convert to jet skis, retracting wheels out of the way and switching to jet propulsion. There's almost no delay, the switch from road mode to water mode is done in less than 5 seconds, so you barely even lose momentum as you ride in or out of the water. We've written many times about Kiwi entrepreneur Alan Gibbs and his remarkable amphibious recreational vehicles, the 100 mph Aquada sportscar, the Quadski ATV and the Phibian amphitruck stand out. The Gibbs company has distinguished itself by building truly high-speed amphibians that can reach yee-ha speeds both on land and water, as opposed to cheaper and more practically minded convertibles like the Sealegs machines. Gibbs amphibians are engineered for excitement. Gibbs originally wanted to build proper James Bond-style amphibious cars like the Aquada, but found there was a ton of regulatory issues involved trying to meet safety standards for a passenger car. Recreational vehicles like ATVs aren't subject to the same scrutiny, and offered a quicker path to market. Of course, motorcycles and trikes have much less stringent safety requirements as well, so Gibbs has just unveiled 3 new concepts, 1 ATV and 2 street-legal amphibians that fall into the motorcycle category. There's the Quad side-by-side ATV and Triskey 3-wheeler, which use large engines to deliver 135+ horsepower giggles on land and water. And there's the fascinating Biscay, a 55 horsepower scooter that'll easily beat highway speeds on land and go nearly 40 mph on water as well. The Quad is a side-by-side 2-seater with its driver controls on a sliding rail unit so it can become left-hand drive, right-hand drive or central drive to balance it in the water if it's being operated solo. It uses a 140 horsepower version of the BMW K1300 engine to provide a limited top speed of 80 km/h on land and 64 km/h on the water. Transition from land to water or vice versa happens in just 2.5 seconds, as the Quad's 4 wheels are pulled up and angled out of the way on their long travel high suspension struts. While ATVs are not road legal in many areas, 2- and 3-wheel motorcycles face far fewer restrictions. So it makes sense for Gibbs to explore amphibious motorcycles as a quick path toward road-legal amphibious fun machines. The Triskey is a little like Can-Am's popular Spider 3-wheeler on the road. It uses a similar handlebar setup to steer its 2 front wheels, as well as twin powerful jets out the back. Upon hitting the water, the front wheels are retracted and angled like the ones on the Quad, but the central rear wheel is pulled up into a recess beside the exhaust to let the jets do their work. It looks like it could support a passenger, and its 135 horsepower, twin-cylinder turbocharged engine gives it a top speed of 137 km/h on land and 64 km/h on the water. Transition between modes takes about 5 seconds. Probably the most fascinating of the 3 to watch is the Biscay, which looks pretty much exactly halfway between a maxi scooter and a small jet ski. It's a street-legal amphibious motorcycle with a 55 horsepower, twin-cylinder engine that's capable of 129 km/h on the road or 60 km/h on the water. Like the Triskey, the Biscay pulls its wheels up and out of the way, and it's driven and steered by a jet on either side of the wheel. It's worth noting that when you switch to water mode, it appears the front wheel is locked in place, dead straight. The transition takes around 5 seconds, and barely slows your progress as you ride off the road, into the water and go. The Biscay comes in at a wet weight of 228 kilograms, only 9 kilograms heavier than a Yamaha Max scooter, which is a fairly impressive achievement. It also looks remarkably steady in the water, allowing riders to climb on and off the bike as it floats. Presumably the Biscay is going to be far cheaper than the other Gibbs machines, because it doesn't need the complex folding front suspension the others do. As a functioning motorcycle, it'll be useful in a wider range of contexts as well, and will take up very little space in the shed, maybe about as much space as a large touring bike as opposed to its stablemates, which will occupy a whole car space. If and when they make it to production, the Biscay and Triskey will be the most convenient way by far for the average Joe to get his power ski kick short of living on a lake. Jump on the bike, ride down to the lake, ride straight in, muck around having fun for half an hour, ride right out of the water and home again without needing to put a foot down.